views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of WTJX, its board, staff, or underwriters.
Good day and welcome to Ability Radio. My name is Kishma B. Francis. I am one of your hosts. Ability Radio is brought to you by the Disability Rights Center of the Virgin Islands. Disability Rights Center of the Virgin Islands has two locations, one on St. Croix in Frederickstead by the former Kmart, and another one in St. Thomas above Deli Deck in Havenside. So my guests are no strangers to Ability Radio. In 2025, February 2025, we talked about grief. We talked about how grief affected adults and how it affected children. And they also gave us some really good tips on assisting our community with grief. Today, we're going to talk about self-care and mental health awareness. This topic is important because school has just started, and a lot of teachers and administrators and parents are telling me they're already burned out. So my guests today are Muria Nisbett, Dr. Muria Nisbett, and Destiny Samuels. So if you guys could just introduce yourselves, starting with Destiny, and just refresh the listening community's mind about who you are.
Hi, good day. My name is Destiny Samuel. I'm a coordinator at the Department of Health Immunization Program. Outside of my 8 to 5, I say 8 to 5 because I still count that hour. I am a mentor, a life coach, a dance instructor, and a mom. Nice to meet you guys.
And Dr. Nisbett?
Hey, kiddo. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Muria Nisbett. I am a mental health counselor here in the territory. And outside of mental health, at my job, I do a lot of work in the community advocating for several underserved populations to include the elderly, children, the LGBTQ community. So any demographic on the territory that needs advocacy, you can usually find me out there doing that kind of work.
So let's talk about self-care. Destiny, Dr. Nisbett, tell us about self-care. What is self-care?
So self-care can be anything. It's a practice of intentionally, that's the key word, intentionally taking time to care for your mental, your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual well-being. So it's not something that you do when I have time. No, self-care you have to make time for. Instances where you're putting yourself first. And it doesn't have to be a big gesture. It's not like, oh, I'm going to plan this big spa weekend with the girl. It could just simply be saying no to something that you really don't have time to do. Taking a walk on your lunch break during work. Taking your 15 minutes and just like turning everything off and just being with yourself. It could be just drinking a cup of coffee and putting down your phone. Just enjoying the coffee, enjoying the meal that you're eating, and just taking that time for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like Maria said, it doesn't have to cost a thing. Even giving ourselves a hug or saying, giving yourself a high five, like, listen, you did good. Going for a drive, going to the beach. We live on a beautiful island. We can enjoy self-care every single day in our drives or just parking up at a lookout and taking in the beauty of our atmosphere.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like it has to be like a big thing, like, oh, what do you do for self-care? Girl, I don't have time. You have to make time. Self-care could be anything. Like for me, I like driving around and seeing what different trees are on the island and which ones are flowering, especially which ones have seeds that I can snag and try to grow it in my own garden. Like something that simple. It doesn't cost me anything.
How important is self-care?
Oh, self-care is very important. It is something that we need to do daily. Like even our hygiene is self-care. The way we present ourselves, that is self-care. It's something that we have to be mindful of, but a lot of us, we don't take the time to realize how important it is and how important it is in our daily life. And we let, small minor things slip by and not realizing that, hey, this is affecting my mental. This is affecting the way I go about my everyday life.
Self-care is essential, right? It's not something that's optional at this point. It's a part of our overall health, the way that you show up in the world, the way you show up for people. Self care is the part of that because we can't pour from an empty cup, right? If we keep giving and giving and giving, like giving 100% at your job, you're giving 100% to your kids, you're giving 100% for everything, but you're giving yourself 0%. That's not a sustainable way to live. So being able to say, you know what, this is time for me, that is essential. Just like your phone. You can use your phone all day, and if the battery goes to zero, you can no longer use it. But we don't let our battery go to zero, right? It gets to like 15%. Oh my God, let me replug my phone in. That's what self-care is for us, plugging ourselves back in to make sure that we don't get to zero.
That's a good, I love that. I love that. That's a good analogy because I was thinking about my phone when I was flying over to St. Croix, and it was at 15%. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my phone is going to die. I can't call anybody. But yet still, I did not drink any coffee. I didn't drink any water until I got off the plane. I don't even think I ate. So that's a good analogy. That really hits home. So as a community, a person that engages in the community, Dr. Nisbett, when you talk about self-care, how important is it for that person?
It's a critical part of life, just like we look at our physical health, right? If something is broken, if something doesn't feel right, you go to the doctor, you go figure out what's going on so that I can keep my physical health up to date. Just like your car starts making funny noises. Let me go see what that is to make sure that my car is running optimally. But sometimes we get so drained as individuals. And then imagine so many individuals feeling drained. And now you see the community starting to feel drained. Even lately, I've noticed like people don't have that bounce and that joy that they used to have. You just see them, and it's like their heads are down. It's just like they're carrying so much, like the weight of the world all the time, especially right now because it's hurricane season, right? And a lot of people probably have undiagnosed PTSD from the storms. And this is the week, right? That
Yes.
the previous storms happened this week and last week. So it's like they might be holding this additional tension in addition to everything they have going on in life. And just like it just feeling so heavy. So imagine a whole community just feeling so heavy and so drained and so like, I don't know what to do. It's so important to just take a moment, and it don't have to be big moments. It could be 5 minutes. You know, at my job, I walk out the back door. I don't even come out the front door because I'm trying to avoid conversations for that 5 minutes. That's for me. So I go out the back door, I just sit and I just feel the sun on my face. So at least I can get a separation from the noise. And then I come back in and I feel a little bit better. So if we all individually try to do something to care for our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, our overall health, you'll start to see that it's going to look different. People's brightness is going to come back. But right now, you could tell that it's fading. And then
Yes.
this month is suicide prevention month.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
whole different layer. Like we don't even know what people are going through. It's just so much, so heavy consistently. And if you just continue to engage, it becomes really hard, really hectic, really heavy all the time, all the time. That is not sustainable. That is how you break. So just taking a few minutes, whatever that looks like for you. This time is for me. I don't have the capacity for anybody else because this time is for me. That is so crucial. Like I don't even know a better word to say, but it's just absolutely crucial and necessary.
That's awesome. And you're so right. You are so right. Destiny, as a parent whose child is still in school, how important is self-care?
Self-care as a parent is extremely important. And we have to realize how important it is for ourselves in order for us to show the importance to our child. So they have to be able to look at us and see what it is we are pouring into ourselves in order for them to realize, okay, my mom did this. So that must be important. The way she talks to herself, the way she talks to me, the way she talks to the people around her, the way she takes time for herself. Once my daughter is seeing me do that, then she will realize, okay, that this is a very important aspect of my life.
That's awesome.
I often ask my daughter, how's your life? are you happy? Am I doing a good job? Is there anything that you want to change about your life? And I rely on her feedback so that I can improve not just as her mom, but also as a person.
That's awesome, Destiny. I don't think my parents ever asked me that. Hmm. I don't think so. Let's talk about mental health, Dr. Nisbett, and mental health awareness.
Mental health is just as important as physical health. So if you go to all your doctor's appointment, you take your medication that's prescribed, you eat the right foods, you go walking in the afternoon, that is absolutely wonderful. But if you allow your mental health to deteriorate, none of that other stuff matters, right? Because our body, it's like it depends on the physical and the mental working together. And it's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to openly say, even me as a therapist, I have a therapist because I cannot handle this world by myself. I'm trained to help others do that, but I need somebody to also help me do that. Right? So nobody is above going to counseling. Nobody is above seeking treatment. And it's so good that I'm seeing it a little bit more where it's more normalized. People are talking about mental health in different spaces. We're definitely making progress, but there's a long way that we also have to go
Yes.
to help people to say like, hey, look at me. I'm going to therapy. I'm a whole therapist. But I also go to therapy because I cannot allow my mental health to not be where it should be. I should not be sitting here saying, oh, it's okay. I can deal with it. I can rely on my training. I can handle it because at some point I'm going to realize that I'm holding too much and there's nothing I can do about it. So mental health is important. Seeking therapy, even if you don't want to do something here in the territory, there's so many options. There's virtual, there's so many options that you can do, but it's absolutely crucial to have those conversations. If you're having a hard day, talk to somebody about it. If you feel like you're going through a situation where like, wow, this is too much for me to handle by myself. I need an outside perspective. It's okay. And if you see somebody looking like they're struggling, reach out to them and be like, hey, are you okay? I have a therapist. Here's our number. Maybe you might want to talk to them. Because those kinds of conversation lets people know like, hey, it's okay. It's okay. We need to continue that messaging about mental health treatment being okay. Seeking treatment, seeking help, talking to people is okay.
Yes, it's okay. It is okay. I
It is
promise
okay.
you. It is okay. Destiny, as mom, when it comes to mental health, how important is it to talk to your daughter about it?
I, like Lemuria says, she has a therapist. I have a therapist, and I am very open with my daughter when I have my therapy appointment. I am open with the conversations that we have at therapy because I want her to know that it's okay. Like we grow up and down to my parents, my grandparents, my grandparents back in the days, they didn't believe in therapy. You tell somebody you're going to see a therapist is like, you crazy, you have mental problem. They
Mm.
didn't believe in that. And I love how this generation, we are normalizing it and we are literally seeking the help that we so need to break a lot of the stigma that we grew up hearing.
Mhm.
And so it's very important. I talked to my daughter about it. I even asked her one time, you would you like to go see a therapist? She's like, Mama, you are my therapist.
Wow.
So I I am open, very open with it with my daughter. I let her know it is very important. I let her know that if it comes a time when you're not comfortable to talk to me, then let me know. I will get you a therapist. But for now, she says she's okay with her mom being her therapist. But I am also that too with her friends as well. You know, I'm the mom that knows all of my daughter friends. She's had the same classmates from third grade up until now seventh grade, where they split them up. And I created that bond with her friends to let them know that you can talk to me. You know, if there's someone you need to talk to, I'm right here. I can be your mentor. I can be your therapist. And just to let them know, the younger generations know that it is okay to speak. It's not okay to hold everything in and let it boil over. Like, you can open up. Is we create safe space for them, and hopefully we can all continue to embrace the new path that we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like
I
that.
like
That's
it
so
a
important,
lot.
Destiny.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that, like, there's a lot more spaces popping up across the island. I'm seeing more and more like people getting together and just having these conversations, because mental health shouldn't be treated as an afterthought. Like, after emergency, after a disaster, after a fatality, it's like, let's get some counselors in there. Why weren't they in there before? Why didn't we normalize this before? It shouldn't be an afterthought after something bad happens. It should be something that's consistently being available and interface and accessible, so that if something bad happens, you already know, okay, I have these resilient skills. I have these tools. This is something that I can rely on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so that's right. That's so good. I was just thinking about I have a therapist too. I do.
Mhm.
And I remember when I had a therapist when I was going through law school, I used the therapist's couch just to sleep, which was not a good thing. But now I understand the value of communicating and talking to a therapist, because as an attorney, we hear some stuff. We know some stuff, but we can't say the stuff. So
Mhm.
it's like we try to keep so many things inside, and it eats away at us, especially if we can't compartmentalize a lot of the stuff. What is respite? I've heard that word before, and I just wanted to get it defined for our listening audience.
I can go first. Give me
Yeah.
1 second. But oh man, just as important as self-care is, respite is a part of that, right? So there's a lot of people that wear a lot of hats, wear a lot of roles. They go to work 8 hours a day. When they come home, they might have family members that are ill. They might have children that have like some challenges and they need additional help. So for them, work might be chaotic, home might be chaotic. They might not have any place where is peace for them. So respite is basically a pause. It's like pushing the pause button. Like, okay, I'm going to pause right here. And this is a chance for me to step away from the constant stress, mainly for caregivers. So there are some agencies, I don't know how prevalent it is in the territory, that offer respite care, meaning like if you have a family member or you have a loved one or somebody within your home that has a lot of challenges that you're dealing with day to day, they can come in and give you a couple hours. So maybe you can go to the grocery store by yourself. You can go get a cup of coffee. You can go get your hair done or your nails done, or go just sit by the beach and just get that moment where you can just be you. Because we carry so many roles. I'm a therapist, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma. I'm so many things. But throughout my whole day, there's very little time where I could just be me. So respite allows you to just like pause everything, pause everyone, and just be me. Just be yourself. Just take some time.
Wow.
And it helps you to prevent burnout, because at some point we're going to get burned out. We cannot be everything to everyone. I know we like to think, yeah, I'm Superman, I can do it all. And then everybody calls you, everybody needs you, everybody has something to add to your plate. But respite allows you to say, you know what? I'm going to step away from that plate and I'm just going to be Muria. I'm not Dr. Nisbett. I'm not the president of this. I'm not the vice president of that. I'm not in charge of, I am just Muria for this moment.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Destiny, respite.
You see how the Muria says, you're going to step away and just take that time for yourself. I have a saying, when I do feel burnt out, or I do feel like I am on the verge of being burnt out, I often say, I'm going to turn off my brain cells. And when my daughter heard that, or when my friends heard that, they know, okay, yeah, we're going to leave Destiny alone. And sometimes I use that time to just either lay in my bed or even just watch TV. Is like something where I don't feel like my brain, where I am functioning my brain, like I am in control of my functions anymore. It's like, that is it for me. I'm turning off my brain cells. Granted, my brain cells do not turn off, but I is like, this is my time. This is me time. Nobody, please, for this little moment, to just give me my alone time for now, please.
And that's
You
I
know,
like that because that's not selfish. That's
it's
self-care.
not.
Yes.
It is self-care. And respite is so important for teachers because I know sometimes people look at teachers like, y'all for the summer. They're not off for the summer. Like, do you know how much stuff they have to be doing in their off time to prepare for school to start? There's a lot. There's a lot that they have to do. And then they have their own lives, right? They have their own kids, their own families. But when school starts, they, a lot of teachers that I know, they never get to turn off because even though school ends at this time, no, that's what time the school doors close. A
Yes.
lot of teachers, they have to go home, they have to grade papers, they have to figure out what's going to be done for tomorrow. I know that they get super involved with their students. So they might have 10 students with 10 different needs that they might have to figure out what's the best way to approach them. They got to reach out to parents, they got to send emails, respond. They never turn off. It's always ongoing for teachers. And I think respite is important for them,
Yes.
taking that time. So if they have a lunch break, if your kids are busy doing something and you have like a little bit of a break, walk away from the classroom. Take that break. Take that time. You'll come back better. But just being able to take those like pockets of time, even if you have to run into the bathroom and sit there, because I know for a teacher might be standing outside, the kid's like, hey, my teacher's outside. Let me go talk to her. Like, find you a place where you can just step away from the noise just for a second.
Yes. And just breathe.
Just breathe.
Just breathe. I found that just breathing helps me so much.
Mm-hmm. It's important.
Mental clarity. If I'm frustrated with something, it calms me down. So just breathe. So we talked about normalizing counseling. What other ways can we seek help as a community?
We can seek help by talking to our peers, but not just talking to our peers, engaging in positive conversations. It's one thing if you're feeling gloomy and you're feeling down, and then next thing you know, you're engaging in this negative conversation that just brings you down even more. No, we have to find our circle that's going to uplift us, that's going to support us, that is going to pour words of affirmation into us. And we have to find we have to know which friend does that for us and which friend doesn't, and know when to turn to that specific friend. Like if you're feeling down, the Muria is a person that you want to talk to. Don't talk to Suzanne, because Suzanne just going to add more drama to my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And Dr. Nisbett, before we go, how can we support each other?
I love this question. Practicing kindness, because it seems like kindness is kind of slipping away from us a little bit. Everybody is going through so much. We've already established that. And it might be hard to be kind when you're going through this storm. But right now, I think that's what the world needs, is a little bit more kindness, because people are so free to come with the negative comments, the negative thoughts, the negative actions, and just practicing kindness. Somebody told me recently that they were going through something just like really bad. And she started like not even showering, just like getting up late, sleeping in, and getting to work late. Sometimes she wouldn't even shower, and she was drinking a lot and doing a lot of behaviors that were not usually her. And she wanted somebody at work to ask her if she was okay. They talked about her behind her back, but nobody said, girl, you okay? What's going on with you? Let's talk. Nobody did that for her, but they did it behind her back. And this girl was contemplating suicide because she's like, wow, all these people here, they're supposed to be my friend. Nobody's saying anything to me. She wanted somebody to say something. So the kinder way would have been, instead of saying it behind her back, like, hey, girl, you good? You look like you're going through something. You look like you're struggling. Let's talk. Because sometimes that's what people want, is just somebody to take an interest, somebody to look and see, wow, I'm not at my best today.
Yes.
But it's okay because this person is still going to be there for me, even when I'm not at my best. And then checking in, not just when something is wrong, checking in with people. We all have a bunch of contacts in our phone. You don't have to wait for somebody to reach out to you. You can just send a text like, hey girl, thought of you today. Hope you're doing well. Call me if you need anything. Just somebody checking in regularly, consistently can make the difference for somebody. And then offering practical help. If somebody's going through something, like the help that you offer has to be practical, right? You can offer to cook them a meal, offer to babysit for them, give them a ride by simply just listening without judgment. Like make sure that the help that you're offering is practical
Yes,
and
definitely.
just showing up for each other, just showing up. Sometimes your presence is all that's required.
That's all. Sometimes that's all that's needed. Well, if you would like to listen to our prior show about grief, you can listen to it on YouTube, or you can go to our website, www.drcbi.org. If you would like more information, feel free to contact us at 340-776-4303. Once again, Dr. Nisbett, Destiny, I appreciate you. I appreciate you both. And as always, an excellent conversation. And you guys have a great day.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
You have
you.
a blessed day as well.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of WTJX, its board, staff, or underwriters.